My name is Nicole Willette, and this is my presentation on electromagnetics in X-ray imaging. So what are X-rays? All waves with an electric field component and a magnetic field component fall on what's called the electromagnetic spectrum, which we usually see when talking about visible light, but of course X-rays also fall on this, and we usually see this spectrum defined by frequency or wavelength. So X-rays have a very high frequency, so we see them more at the end near gamma rays, and they have a frequency around 10 to the power of 18 hertz. More importantly, X-rays have a very high energy, which gives them penetrating properties, notably through tissue, and that's why we use them for medical imaging. If you've seen an X-ray image, you know that bones typically show up on radiographs as white images and everything else shows up kind of dark and shadowy. So, why does this happen? This is because when you're taking an X-ray image, you're of course putting the body part between a X-ray source and a detector. When the X-rays travel through the body in the X-ray machine, they pass through bones, muscle, fat, etc. The bones show up the most clear because they absorb X-ray waves the most. Other types of tissues in the body don't absorb these waves as much and show up as dark shadows on the final radiograph. The reason that bones absorb X rays more is because of what's called their radiological density. And what makes up the radiological density is the literal density and also the atomic number of the tissue. So bones have a high atomic number, much higher than any other bodily tissues. So this creates a radiological density that absorbs X rays more. Moving on to the risks of X ray imaging, of course, you're working with X rays that have very high energy, and this creates more risk. So while X ray waves aren't harmful short term, which is why we're able to use them for medical imaging, repeated exposure to X ray radiation can cause tissue damage and potentially cause cancer. This radiation is due to the electromagnetic energy of the X rays. There's a higher risk for children than adults, but overall the risk is pretty small and the benefits greatly outweigh any risks for X ray imaging, which is why we use it so much. And these are my references. And that's all I had. Thank you very much.